Hello, my scientists. We're going to go over the look-fors for helping you to identify the different types of rocks. You have guided notes in Google Classroom. They are already formatted, so there is no need to format anything. Here we go. Igneous rock. Just a reminder that igneous rock is formed when magma cools. All igneous rock is formed this way, when magma cools and crystallizes and hardens into rock, which means that we're looking for grains. We are looking for interlocking grains, and usually these grains have an angular shape. So here's two examples of granite, and if you see these jagged, angular grains, that's what we're looking for. The crystal size of an igneous rock depends on the location of its formation. Intrusive, meaning the igneous rock was formed under the ground, and this usually takes a long time. That means that those crystals are going to be very large. They had more time to grow because they are underground and it doesn't cool as quickly underground. Extrusive or external, if you think about it that way, they're going to have much smaller crystals. This is because the rock has a shorter cooling time. It cools more quickly, so the crystals do not have much time to grow. So this is granite right here. This is gabbro. Gabbro is an extrusive igneous rock, and you can tell because its grains are pretty small and the crystal sizes are pretty small. Granite is an intrusive rock. Its crystal size is quite large. If you remember obsidian has no visible crystals, and obsidian is what we call volcanic glass, meaning that it cools instantly. So it's basically when lava hits the water is when obsidian is formed. It cools instantly, so the crystals have no time to actually grow. Sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock, as a reminder, forms when weathering and erosion create small chunks called sediments, and then those pieces of rock or sediment are compacted and cemented together. So what we're looking for with sedimentary rock, we're looking for rounded grains. This means that the jagged edges have been buffed and eroded away, meaning leaving behind a rounded looking grain. So if we actually took a magnifying glass, we would see this more rounded structure. Oftentimes, sedimentary rocks have a layered appearance. Not always, but very often they have a layered appearance. Very often they chip off easily, and sedimentary rocks are the only rocks that you will see fossils in. So if you see a fossil, it is automatically a sedimentary rock. This is not in your notes, but it is something to keep in mind. Sedimentary rocks are often the rocks that look like it's just a bunch of little rocks kind of glued together. That's because it's sediments that are cemented together. So keep that in mind as well. Metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock is formed by heat and pressure. Heat usually from some kind of magma chamber, and pressure just forming deep within the earth. Because we have heat and pressure that forms these metamorphic rocks, we're looking for flat grains. So it would basically be some kind of a rounded grain that looks smushed almost. So this is a great picture over here. These grains, they just kind of have an elongated appearance. They've been squeezed. Usually, metamorphic rocks have a banded appearance, and I say banded and not layered because the bands don't always go continuously. The bands are often a little bit smaller than the layered appearance that you might see with sedimentary rock as well. They don't always have a banded appearance, but very often they do. We get the banded appearance by these two different types of metamorphic formation. So regional metamorphism causes this banded appearance because it's mainly the biggest factor is pressure. This rock is being squeezed more than it's being heated. Contact metamorphism, on the other hand, we don't get a banded appearance because the dominant force is heat. There's still pressure, but the dominant force is heat, so we don't actually get that banded appearance. Minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring solids that are made of a single substance, often found in crystal shapes. So you should probably recognize at least some of these. You've got an amethyst, just a typical clear quartz, pyrite, galena. So mineral look-fors. You would look for a uniform appearance, meaning it looks very much like it's just one substance. You would look for a crystal shape. If we had a magnifying glass, not a magnifying glass, if we had an electron microscope, we could definitely see the crystalline structure. But we don't have one of those in our classroom. So you will just have to look and see if you can actually see like the crystal shapes. And then, of course, if there is any kind of grain, it will be one type of grain. So it's very uniform appearance. And those are your look-fors for either the 3 types of rocks or your minerals. And this will come in handy when we have our mystery rock.